let's get started. We'll need to start by drawing our head, and we'll want to make sure we leave enough room at the top for our hair and at the bottom for our neck, shoulders, and clothes. I will start just above the middle of my paper and create a large oval shape. I usually like to draw on one side and then reflect that shape line over to the other side. Now, I'm going to find the middle of my oval for my head, and I'm going to lightly draw a line down the center. This will help me to create my front view and my side view of my face. I'm also going to draw a line straight across, but a little above the center because this will help me decide on where to place my nose. I'm going to start by lightly drawing a nose just above my horizontal line, and I'm going to have it curve out to the left, but then curve back down towards my vertical line. The next step is to move the cat. Okay, I'm kidding. The next step is to draw your nose down to your chin, and again, from your nose up to your head. Okay, time to move the cat again. And then I think I'm going to curve out my chin a bit. Remember to draw lightly so that you can change your lines if you need to by erasing them and starting over again. See? Just like how I'm doing right now. I'm going to draw another line, just above my first horizontal line that I used to make my nose. I'll use it as a guide again to help me draw my front view eye. I can draw a curve up and then a curve down. It's almost like a football shape. Now to create my side-facing eye, I'm going to start by drawing a backward C that looks like it got squished down. Between the top and bottom curve of that shape, I can draw a half circle, and that will be my main eye shape. Inside of my front view eye, I'll draw a circle that touches the top and bottom. This creates the part of my eye that I can then add in my iris and pupil. I can then repeat the same process in my side view eye. To create my mouth, I'm going to want to make sure that my front view and my side view mouth align to help create the right perspective for both of them. So I'll start with the top lip by adding a slight curve that I can reflect from one side to the other. And then I'm going to draw a big half circle underneath to enclose that shape. Oh my goodness, check it out. You can already see the two face perspectives starting to form. Woohoo! Now I can think about eyebrows. I can do these in a variety of ways. Big, small, thick, thin, high, low, however you would like. You can even create your eyebrow on your front view to be different from your side view. That will help us to create more contrast. Now I'll draw two lines coming down from my chins to create my neck. I'll need to also curve out on both sides to create my shoulders. Watch how I reflect the line from one side to the other. I can go ahead and continue my vertical line down to make the front view and side view split down through my neck and shoulders. Remember those horizontal guides I made to help me create my nose and eyes? I can use those same lines to help me with my ears. I can draw my front view ear to be extended out a bit, while my side view ear might fall within the frame of my face. You can also draw these slightly differently if you would like to create more contrast in your portrait. Now, we must think about hair. My hair will likely look different than yours. I have a lot of hair, so I'm going to draw it pretty big on both sides. My side view will be slightly taller than my front view. Now, you might see that I'm adding some extra things to my portrait that you may not need to. For instance, I'm going to add my bangs and my glasses. If you don't have either of those, you don't need to add them. However, if there's something on your portrait that you would like to add that I didn't put on mine, this is the time to do it. I'm going to come back down to the bottom of my portrait and add in a neckline for my clothes. I'm also going to draw in lines on both sides to create my arms. Now, before we move on to details, let's talk about erasing overlapping areas. Take a look through your portrait. Do you have any areas where you can erase lines you don't need? For instance, see how my bangs and eyebrows overlap? I'll erase part of my eyebrows since my bangs cover those. Same for where my head and hair overlap. I don't need to see that line, so I'm going to erase it so they can blend better together. Now time for detail. I'm going to start by adding eyelashes. I can do that by simply drawing vertical lines above and below my eyes.
All right, just a little bit more erasing for me, and then we can move to the next step. How's yours going?
Now this is a good time to decide if there are any areas you want to change. For instance, I want to add more contrast to my lips. So I'm going to lightly erase and I'm going to change the direction of my lips on my side view. Instead of curving it up, I'm going to curve it down. So now it kind of looks like I have a happy face and a sad face. And those opposites are a perfect example of contrast. Now for my hair, I think I'll add some lines, but I think I'll do straight lines on one side and wavy lines on the other side. Oh, what's that called? Contrast? You got it. Now back down to my clothes. I'm going to draw some overalls because that's my favorite article of clothing to wear. Maybe you have a favorite t-shirt you'd like to draw here instead. Let's talk about backgrounds. To fill those out, we can draw different line and shape patterns. I might start off with a zigzag line from the top of my page to the top of my head. I might also want to split my paper up to the top for my front view and side view of my face. Watch how I add in different shapes, such as circles, triangles, and squares, but also some lines. Right? Like a swirl or a scallop line, maybe even some diagonal lines.
Nicely done, artists. That is our last step for today. Go ahead and place this in a safe place so you can grab it next week when we do our outlining and color together.